Hi everyone, just thought I'd take you on one of my favourite runs. I'm not going to do the whole video because it will take too long, so I'm just going to pause it and just try and show you some of the best bits. Don't know about you guys, but what I do is I take some leaves when I get to stiles at the moment, because I'm trying not to touch things as much as possible. So I take a leaf and I sort of dump it, because it's just not worth taking a risk, because now with the virus and everything, these gates get touched about 30 to 50 times a day, and it's just too much. Normally this path isn't really used, but it's still got some quiet now. I like to run in the evening because there's not so many people. We've gone slightly past the peak of the bluebells and garlic, so it's not quite as nice as it was, but it's still quite pretty. I'm just going to take it really easy today because I'm incredibly unfit at the moment, and I'm quite tired anyway, back from work. So I'm just going to jog around, just trying to show you some of the nice parts around here. At the moment I'm in Westfield, around the back. Probably most of you haven't been here before because you think of Westfield as being probably the trading estate or housing estate, but there's nice bits like this here too, some sheep over there. So I'm just going to carry on a little bit. I'm going to pause it occasionally and try and show you some of the nice things. There's a few interesting places on the way I'll try and tell you about. Trying to do most of my runs in the evening because during the daytime now it's so busy, and these paths, some of them are very narrow, so there's no way I'd be able to run safely earlier during the day, keeping distancing, because if you meet someone on the path you have to go within half a metre to get past them. So the only option I've got really is to run in the evening. There we go, I've got a leaf here. Usually most of these stiles of gates, they have usually some foliage around the edge I can pick up. I'm consciously trying not to, I just did it there, try not to touch my face with my hands, because it's so easy just to, touch yourself. There's a nice field here with some crops coming up. You have to excuse my blabbering. I tend to talk about pointless stuff, especially when I'm running. It's a lovely day today. After being stuck in the office the whole day, it's nice to get out. Just put Tyler to bed and grab my stuff. No, it's a shame actually, all of the garlic flowers have died back. The photos I took the other day, I put them on Facebook. Yeah, that was some of those from here, and the place was covered in white. But I didn't have a chance to do this until today really, because it's just been too busy, not had a chance. And to be honest, most of the time I do run, which is very little these days, it's too dark to record by the time I get out, but it's still okay now, so I can show you some of this lovely countryside I live by. There's a nice little waterfall up ahead, but I think it's dried up now, so I'll show it to you, but I don't think there's really much to see. It's just up ahead. I'll just speed up a little bit just to get there. Oh, there it is. No, it's dried up, but in the winter time, that's flowing with water. It's beautiful. Sometimes you get those nice winter mornings when it's really misty, and the water's coming over and the mist is coming up. It just looks amazing. And I generally have this place to myself. Well, I have tonight, but in the 2 years I've lived here, I've probably seen about 5 people use this path, and since the lockdown, probably hundreds. It's crazy the number of people. Obviously it's good because everyone's getting out and getting fresh air, but it just makes it really hard to do things like this safely anyway. I know a lot of people around here don't really follow the rules too much, but I want to try and follow them as best I can. So this route I'm doing, I forgot to say at the start, it's about 8 miles, about an average distance run I'm doing at the moment, because I'm only running 2 or 3 times a week, so I'm trying to make the most of it each time. I'll probably record about a quarter to a third of it. I don't think most of you want to watch me run for 8 miles, especially really slowly like this. But I've just left, so back that way, that's Westfield. Heading that way is towards Coalfield, and down here is basically, if you go in a straight line like this, that's Stratton-on-the-Fosse, which is where I'm heading now. It's a nice little woodland to run through down there. After Stratton-on-the-Fosse, I'm going to go past a few nice interesting places. I'll try and talk about what I know about them, which isn't very much, to be honest, but I'll see what I can do. But this is one of my favourite little loops from where I live. I do it quite a lot actually, but I tend to keep this bit the same, and then I change sort of the last half or so. So this one I'm doing now, the first half is the same as, sorry, a bit shaky there. It's quite hard to keep it straight when you're running. So the first half is basically the same old route I always do. And then sort of the second half, or middle third, it's a new loop that I only done once before so far. Well, from where I live. It's quite a nice little loop. A bit boring in places in terms of videoing, but still nice. One of my favourite things, I mean, I love running, but you know, in terms of what I love best about running, it's things like this, you know, running through here. Especially when you're fit, it feels easier. But sorry, I'm looking a bit terrible. Yeah, I love this. But one of the other things I love doing is to find new routes, and which is what I did the other day. But I found another route last week, but I got a new one planned that I want to try and find. It's actually a completely new loop that I've never done, and what I tend to do is I'll start running. Tend to look on the OS map, find footpaths that go to interesting places, and then sort of measure out a route, say 6, 7, 8 miles, something like that. I'm not really a long distance runner, so I tend to keep it up to sort of 9, maybe 10 miles at the most. At the moment, there's no structure to my training because, you know, with the situation, there's not really any point. I'm doing too much stuff anyway with the house gardening and things, so it's just too much to try to do any sort of hard sessions, hill reps or anything like that. It's going to keep moving. I sort of measure out a route, and then I just basically try and memorize it. And usually I get lost pretty much, because what happens is you get to where the footpath should be, in theory, and either it's not there because somebody's moved it, or it's hidden. And actually, a lot of farmers, what they do is they don't like to, they don't really like people using their footpaths or going through their land, so they tend to not maintain them at all. Falling tree there. So they're really hard to, even if you find them, they're really hard to sort of use because they're overgrown and probably, quite dangerous sometimes. But anyway, I like to do that, and I was thinking of doing that, a new route that I found sometime soon. I was thinking maybe I could record it as a bit of a fun, or maybe even do a Facebook Live, so people could sort of like discover the route with me. And if I get lost, maybe some people might recognise landmarks or something and help me out. But yeah, it's quite fun doing that. But the thing I did learn actually last week, I think it was Friday, did a new loop and got a bit lost, and it was quite dark. It was about, must have been 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock by the time I got home, because I left about, I think it was about 9:15 or about 8:30, way too late. And I got the rough direction, but I missed the, I went down the wrong gate and went too far to the right, which meant I ended up running an extra sort of mile or so. I don't know if you can see that on the video. Just up, can I zoom? Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. Just there. Some sort of old ruins there. To be honest, I have no idea what they are. I'm guessing possibly Saxon, Roman, something like that. I have no idea. But they're pretty old. There's quite a lot of that kind of stuff around here, because to my left, this way, there's the Stratton-on-the-Fosse road, the Fosse Way, sorry, which is an old Roman road. It's pretty straight, and it goes sort of towards Shepton Mallet, that direction. So this is a little woodland here, lovely little place. Just got to watch out for the stinging nettles. I've only got shorts on today. And you get quite a lot of old, landmarks and things. There's quite a lot of things to see around here. For those of you that don't live in this area, it's got quite a nice history. Obviously, Radstock was, I'm just going to walk through this bit so you can see it better. Radstock was an old mining village. Used to have, well, many people know it had 2 railways going through, but actually what a lot of people didn't know is that it had 3 at one point. One of the collieries used to have a railway that went along what is now Radstock Road. But it's a little, yeah, I love this little place. Still some, those are garlic, I don't know what they're called, I just call them garlic plants, but they look lovely. Just gonna start jogging again. I'll keep this recording because it's quite nice for you here, so you can see most of this. Again, apologies for talking so much. I tend to sort of overanalyze everything and talk about everything too much. Most of you probably know that already. It's also nice just to jog around for now, because a few years ago, when I was, before Tyler was born, I was still trying to train hard and race quite frequently, and do sort of vomit-inducing track sessions. I was never that fast, but still hard work. But since he's been born, I've struggled. Last year I did some track races, but I didn't really manage. Did okay-ish, but I was nowhere near what I'd like to have been. I My season best for 800 last year was only 2:10, which is 8 seconds slower than my best time, which still isn't that good. 2:02 is not exactly not really that fast, but for me it's about sort of my limit, I guess. Well, 2 minutes maybe. But I do really enjoy the sensation of training and competing. You know, you get the nerves beforehand, and the hard sessions feel worthwhile at the end. And my goal this year was to train, get fitter, and try and improve on last year, because it's my last year. This is, well, I'm 34 now. I'm going to be 35 in November, and that's going to be, well, this is my last year as a senior male. In athletics terms, from November onwards, I'm going to be a vet, which is really weird. It makes me feel old. So I'm going to be a vet 35, which means that I'm upper category, which is really strange. I don't feel that old. Kind of do, kind of don't. But I wanted to get some more races in before I turn 35. But obviously that's not going to happen now. Chances are I won't be racing again for at least a year. But there's some lovely bluebells here. I'm just going to pause it for a sec and then come back. So the other nice thing I like about this place is, even when it's busier, it's still quiet here. If you, I always usually just get to this bridge just down here, I just walk over and usually stop and stretch, but I like to just sort of have a moment and just listen to the peace and quiet, lovely sound of birds singing, the stream trickling its way down. I don't know if you can pick it up, you can hear it on the sound. It's just really peaceful and nice. I'm going to get going, otherwise this video is going to be extremely long. I do apologise if I'm boring you to death. This bit's lovely as well, I'll show you this bit. Oh, it's all dying back actually, it's not so nice. To be honest, that looked a lot nicer a few weeks ago. But it's still nice. Just the flowers all dying back. So that way takes you to the, what would that be? Well, basically the bottom half of Stratton-on-the-Fosse. This way takes us up to the Fosse Way farm, which is where I'm going. Little stream here. This is one of my favourite places now. It's, I discovered it when I moved to Westfield, and just went out on some runs and looked on the OS map and found this place, and then just explored it and found this, and it's like a little treasure chest of routes and places. Great for kids. Tyler loves it here. I came here the other day and he was playing in the stream here. Bit of a hill here. So what should we do? Easy way or slightly harder way? Let's have a little effort up the hard way. It's kind of like a virtual run. Oh, that's a new path. Didn't see that one before. Sometimes it's nice just to take a bit of an effort up a hill. Yeah, lovely. There's a lake down there. I don't know if you can see it. But, most people don't think they know about this place. I'm just going to pause it there a minute. It's a nice little think that's like a bird watching tower or something. I don't really know. It's not finished anyway. So I don't know if you can see this on the from here, but in a second, no, you can't see it, but you can in the winter. Just across those trees there is an old church, St Andrew's Church, I think it's called. It's basically the bottom half of Holcombe. So Holcombe is over this way. The church is just the other side of those trees there, and it's a lovely, beautiful church. Tiny little church. It's got a nice graveyard there. If I could choose one place to be buried when I die, that would be the place. That's a bit morbid, but it's a lovely place. That's a nice forest as well. Really pretty. Actually more pretty than the one I've just been through. But that's not the route, so I can't show you that today. It's too far out of the way. Maybe another time. Down there, I don't know if you can see it, it's a little lake. So, I mean, obviously these fields are privately owned, but these are footpaths going through. So that's what I love about public footpaths. We're very lucky to have them here. You go to Ireland and places like that, and everything's privately owned, so you can't do this. I mean, look how lovely this is. And it's completely public right of way, or public, you know, accessible. So right now I'm heading towards, where am I heading? Oh, basically Stratton-on-the-Fosse. So I'll just, sorry about it being so shaky. I'll just pause it and I'll start it again in a minute. Actually, that was a few seconds ago, but I don't know if you can see this. Here we are. That's where we're heading actually. Lovely place. That's Stratton-on-the-Fosse. We're just going through here, and I'll be back with you in a minute. Hello fellas, you're curious, aren't you? Yeah, so one of the things you've got to watch out for when you go cross country obviously is cows. These guys are quite young, but they're going to be really curious. So I'm going to just walk a little bit, because otherwise they're going to run after me. I've had a few instances where I've been chased by cows. Quite funny now thinking about it, but at the time, hello, wasn't particularly fun. I'm afraid I haven't got any food for you. They're all following me. So this is the Fosse Way farm, and every year they do, well they used to anyway, do like an open day. And we came up here with Tyler before. You're going to follow me. Obviously this year no, but it's gonna, right, I think they've finished now. I'm going to start jogging. Bye bye cows, oh, they're going to follow me. It's alright, I can usually outrun most cows for a while. I need to. There's a lady back there with a dog. I'm worried about the dog there, but no, they've stopped there. So this is Stratton-on-the-Fosse. It's a lovely little village, especially now because there's not so many cars on the road. That church, I don't know what the name is, I'll find out. St Vigo's Church, nice church as well. There's about 1, 2, 3 churches, well, cathedral and 2 churches in this town. And it's tiny, this place. Not really sure what that is, but it's quite nice. Oh, it's the cenotaph. There you go, that's the cenotaph. Nice one. Oh, it's really quiet today. This road's normally quite busy. It's lovely. It's one of the best things about sort of lockdown, I guess, is lack of pollution and quieter roads. So there's a Catholic church there. Don't know the name of it, but it's quite nice inside. I've been inside a few times. Yeah, Nisi goes there sometimes. So just up here, I'll show you on the left, is the trying to think now. Forgot the name. It's an abbey anyway. It's Downside Abbey. There we go. I'll show you in a second on the left. This is Downside Abbey. Oh, it looks much more impressive in real life than it does on video. But for those of you that don't live around here, it's quite big. It's quite a nice, impressive size cathedral. It's joined with Downside boarding school, which is just sort of over the other side. I think the students use it. Lovely place though. So, I've been inside it once. We got a lovely view over here. Just take a moment. Just everything looks so tiny on this video. Yeah. So we've kind of come from sort of that direction-ish. Sorry about my heavy breathing. I'm extremely unfit at the moment. Any running feels hard at the moment, but still nice to be out. This video's getting very long. I do apologise. Just go for this little bit, and then once we come out the other side over here, we're going across to Chilcompton. Most of you probably know these places, obviously, but many of you may not know about these sort of paths that go in between them. Sorry about that snot rocket. There we go, nice little woodland here. Just run through here. Let's get a bit of the pace going just to make it a little more interesting. This is sort of my 3k pace. That's lovely, look at that. I'd like to try and take a quick snapshot of that. Wow, that's a lovely, I don't know if you can see it on the video very well, but that looks stunning. It's much more orangey in real life, more of a kind of like an orange glow. It looks quite bright and sort of whitewashed on the video, but look at that, that's lovely. That's one of the other things I love is on a nice evening you get, look how long my shadow is. You get things like this, beautiful sunsets. One of the other things that I see quite a lot, which I love, is wildlife, deers, and I see eagles quite a lot actually around here. Eagles, I think it's eagles, well, different types of birds of prey. Obviously things like squirrels and foxes sometimes. Mostly cows and sheep and things, but I do occasionally see, like, you get, I never know if it's a llama or alpaca, but you get those around here, and those other, those birds that look like, kind of like small versions of ostriches. But I don't know what they're called. They're black and shorter, but there's some living around Radstock area. It's really strange, but that's lovely. Alright, let's keep going. I've had a few lovely sunsets on these kind of routes. It's nice because it's just peaceful, quiet. Obviously I don't normally talk when I'm running. I'm only talking because I'm recording, and because I feel kind of awkward not to talk. Most of you probably rather I shut up and let you listen to the sound of the birds. I'll pause it here until I get to Chilcompton because it's just getting too long, this video. Sorry, that was probably really wobbly. It's quite hard to film and run at the same time. So now here we are at Chilcompton. Just going to cut straight through. Not a small village, for those of you who don't know. This is one of those footpaths I'm talking about. If you meet somebody the other way, there's no way you can keep 2 meters apart. Luckily, it's quite quiet now. Everybody's inside having their dinner. So this is an old railway bridge. So I'm just walking up to the old Somerset and Dorset railway, or what's left of it anyway. So going that way will take you to the station. You can't even see anymore, it's overgrown. And this way back to Midsummer Norton, which is where we're going. This railway closed in, I think it was 1965. The last train ran, and they didn't even mothball it. They just basically lifted up the rails, and that was it. Complete waste. That was the beaching cuts. But down at Midsummer Norton, there's what should be about another mile. I hope they do it, but there's a lot of obstacles in the way. Just over here, for those of you that don't recognise that, most of you probably will. I think it's called a turret. They used to have these every mile along the railway. Obviously, for the war, they thought that maybe Germany might invade and use the railways to transport their troops. So they put these as sort of a last defence mechanism, I guess. Sort of Dad's Army style defence. Don't know, I've not really been inside this one. Let's see if I can quickly. It's too dark. They're pretty cool inside. The one at Midsummer Norton, they've done it out and painted it and things, and got lights, and it's like a little museum. You can go inside and see all the little stuff. It's really good. I'm just going to go along the track for a little bit, and then we're going to cut across and start heading back. But I don't know if you can kind of get the whole picture here, but you can make out, imagine sort of 55 years ago or so, trains kind of steaming along here, doing quite a sight. It was double line, 2 lines, and they used to have used to be a line that went from Bath, Green Park, or Bath if you live there, to basically to Bournemouth, via sort of all these rural towns. I can't say that word. And used to go through Glastonbury, Wales, places like that. If you go on YouTube, there's some more footage of the trains running along. Plenty of photos to find on YouTube, on Google as well. It's lovely thing. The other railway in Radstock was the Great Western Railway line, which used to go from Frome through Radstock, which is where the Somerset and Dorset went. They kind of went parallel to each other for a while. And then the GWR line, the Great Western line, used to go past where I used to live in Poulton, Old Mills, to all the way to Brislington in Bristol, and that's where it used to terminate. That line I think closed much later than the Somerset and Dorset. I think in the 70s, if I get that right, maybe even the 80s. I'm not sure. But actually, if you walk along the cycle track, the line's still in place, so you can actually you can see the entire line from Radstock to Froome almost. It's a lovely view there. So over that way used to be part of one of my favourite loops when I used to live in Poulton. Up through here around the hills, lovely over there too. There's a lot of nice places to go around here. So I'm just going up here now, up there, and I'll start recording again in a bit. Yeah, I wasn't going to record this, but there's some I think combine harvesters, I can't see from here, working away in the field. I thought it'd be quite fun to record as I ran past. They're busy working away. I came through here about 2 weeks ago and this field was still growing, so they've obviously just cut it recently. I'd love to have a go on one of those. You can tell I'm from Somerset, can't you? I should put Wurzels onto this. I should, rather than listen to my annoying voice, just put some Wurzels on. Be quite a good theme for the run would be quite a good theme for Wurzels. So this is the bottom half of Chilcompton, quite a small town, village, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to head over here. This is another, well, this is the same road, but normally it's very busy. It's nice to see it so quiet. Grab a leaf. So wherever you find styles, there's always going to be something you can use. I just basically grab it, pinch the handle, push it with my foot. It takes a bit longer than normal, but it's better to be safe. Close it and dump the leaf. And to be honest, I mean, apart from my feet, that's basically the only thing I need to touch on my hand is styles and kissing gates and things. Let's carry on. So this is the Fosse Way, Roman road. We're just heading down to Manor Court, which looks like a manor house, but it seems to be more of a business. Got a lovely entrance. I do apologise for the length of this video. I blame it on me talking too much. The problem is, because I've only got a camera to talk to, I don't have any feedback. It's not like a conversation, so I don't know when to shut up. Maybe if I do a Facebook Live, I can sort of, people can talk to me and then I can show them things and maybe not talk so much. So this way just goes, so that way over there is back to Radstock, which is where I'm heading. It's back to Stratton-on-the-Fosse, and we're going this way. Well, I'm going to stop this video in a minute because it's already too long and I've already kind of gone through the more interesting bits. Just one last thing to show you. Not sure how well it's going to come out. So there's a nice, well, I would say manor house. Well, I guess it is a manor house over here. I come past this all the time. Lovely place. I I googled it, and it turns out to be about 3 different businesses that run from here. It must be a family home as well. Must be family business. So sort of in there's something, and they have something here. That thing's a business. That's actually an office inside, and then back where we just came from is some other business. They all sound very similar, so they must be kind of linked. They're all to do with environmental issues like renewable energy, engineering, that kind of thing. Looks interesting. My sort of thing. I'll just do a little bit more, and then I think I'll finish it. It's also like a working farm as well, with a strange mix. Rarely see the farmer food here though. It's usually empty. Actually, I don't know if you can see this, but kind of shows the view, how far you can see around here sometimes. Right over there. I'll probably do this on a run sometime. Maybe record it. But if you can see that little spiky tower thing, that's Amadown. What's it called? Amadown. I'll just call it Amadown Tower. It's basically in Amadown Woods, which is just up the road from Radstock. And then towards sort of Frome. I think the story behind that was the family, or the guy that owned that before. They obviously, it's quite a big estate. These days they have a forest you can walk around, and they have like a centre where you can meditate and things like that. But the tower, from memory, a bit further down towards Falkland, just literally about a mile down the road from there, less than that actually. There used to be right now it's a row of cottages, but it used to be a big tower called I think it was Turner's Tower. It was massive. There's a photo of it online. There's 2 versions. There was a quite a big one, and there was a really big one that was like, it looked really unsafe. And I think the owners of both places sort of didn't like each other and had a bit of a competition to build the biggest tower. That one's quite big, but if you see the picture of the other tower, it's huge. If you Google it, I think it's Turner's Tower, Falkland. Yeah, it was this massive, great good thing, and they took it down, probably due to safety reasons, but they used to have all sorts of parties and functions there. Yeah, this is why I love England, because you get, I mean, this isn't the best views, but you can hear it's peaceful. You can just about hear, you can hear the road, but you can also hear the birds. Everywhere I go, it's a lovely evening, peaceful, quiet. Let's just do a bit more running. I mean, I'm an introvert, so I like to be on my own anyway, so this suits me. Actually, in fact, hardly seen anyone today, but my ideal kind of run is going out like this and not seeing anybody. That's my kind of ideal run. Sometimes I like to run with people, with friends and things, but a lot of the time it's nice just to be on your own, get fresh air, sort of like meditation in a way. Yeah, that's a nice view over there. I love running through fields of rapeseed as well. I don't know if anyone likes that. Crikey, 45 minutes. Right, I'm gonna pause it, do one last little bit, and then stop the video. quite nice. Quite nice to kind of put the. I know I didn't use a leaf there, but not many people use this. Quite nice to put your foot down sometimes and just stride out a little bit, whatever level of runner you are. Sometimes just take a little section that's downhill maybe, or flat, or uphill, and just let your legs sort of open out, feel relaxed, and go fast, but just relaxed. Almost a stride, but kind of just relaxed. It's quite nice, even on an easy run, just to feel the wind through your hair and things. And then just stop when you feel like you want to. And I just do a last little bit here. I am talking about a lot of random things, but it's because I'm just talking to a camera and there's no sort of feedback, so I'm just mumbling on about all sorts of things. It's the first time I've done this anyway, so I don't really know what I'm supposed to say. We're almost back at Westfield again. A bit of a horrible road, well, a bit of a road section, and then across the fields and then back home. See if I can show you Westfield, so you can get kind of a bearing as to where I am, if for those that live near here. There we go. Just cross over. Look at that lovely sunset. It's beautiful. Let's take a photo. So that's Westfield Trading Estate just there. So I think I'm going to stop the video here. It's already too long as it is, and the last bit's not that interesting. So I hope you enjoyed watching. Well, maybe, because it's quite long. To be honest, probably skip through most of this. But let me know what you think of the route if you do watch this, and if you think I should stop talking so much. Yeah, cool. But if you want me to do another one, let me know as well. Cheers.